Hi! Today I want to talk about a topic that many managers and leaders think about often. And it's the almost ethical question, can I actually help everybody on my team? Can I transform them? Can I get them to do what they truly need and succeed on this team? And the simple answer is actually no, you can't. When you engender a transformational journey and you take your team pre-transformation as it is, we must understand one simple fact. Only a certain percentage of people, which I will show you, will make it if you so wish. And some percentage of the people on your team actually were never meant to be on your team and they will never make it on this team. Let's take a step back and see why that is. The first thing that we need to look at is something historically interesting about our lives. Let's start with a question that is, what was your dream when you were a teenager? Ask it of your team and go through and say, what was your dream, what was your dream, what was your dream? Person A might say, I wanted to be a pilot. Person B, a painter, a lawyer, an actress. I've had all kinds of, professions and dreams and visions. And all of a sudden, for argument's sake, you run a computer company. And you, oh my God, in Hewlett-Packard, what are you doing here? You actually wanted to become an interior designer. Think about it. This is called cognitive dissonance. That actually I wanted to do A, and say I wanted to become an interior designer. If I would have become an interior designer, I would now be in complete resonance with what I'm supposed to do. A covers B. But most people in the world had a dream called A, and then something called real life or good advice from the parents comes in, and they study or learn a thing called B, which has got barely any connection to A. So, classical example is I have met many people out there, and basically also a lot of ladies, who are in accounting. And they don't look too excited, they do their job, they do it fairly okay, and you say, hey, what was your dream? And they said, well, I don't know, interior design for argument's sake. And my question is, my goodness me, what are you doing in accounting? Because it couldn't be further apart. And of course, quite predictably, they say, well, it was my parents' idea to get a good, safe, stable profession. So the first level of truth is that you will discover on your team that some people are on your team out of default. They literally ended up there out of default. So when you start on the transformational journey, the statistics are the following. You will have roughly 20% people on your team who by luck, default, or any other reason are actually in the right job at the right time and they're interested. Roughly 60% of the people on your team, on average at the beginning, they're in an okay job that they're actually quite okay doing, and 20% will actively resist. They're called the politicians. And our role as we action plan people through, as we week after week and month after month work with them, engender trust, engender followership, you will realize that you will end up within about 4 months in a situation called the whale curve, from the bell curve to the whale curve. And that means that the success will come when you have shifted around 60 to 65% of your people into a new culture of willingness. When they do as they promise, they do it because they're interested. They do it because they see that you will actually acknowledge them, reward them. It doesn't have to be money. Acknowledgement is a big reward. That actually the results have increased, that it is much more fun working now, that Mondays are not so painful. Then you will also realize that week after week, month after month, a certain percentage of people will not do as they promise, will not do as they have said they would do. They won't come and ask you for advice as they promised they would do if they have a problem. And when you reach that 60 to 65% lump of people who have actually right now taken on the culture, made it their own, live it because they like it, and you will then see you are left with 5% of the people who are actually, for whatever reason, unwilling to shift. You need to take step number 2. You need to now find a way to support the 5% of the people to actually leave the team. And there's a few reasons why people choose not to shift. First of all, it could be age. Some people are close to retirement, and you can actually say, look, can we offer you an interesting package? to move on actually to the next phase of your life. And you can actually, it doesn't mean that now you're old and useless. Many people actually have been waiting for retirement to start their real hobby, to reconnect with their original vision. Number two, it can be that the person is actually literally in the wrong vision, and you go, hey, can we facilitate you to, well, take courses in the chosen topic that you want to achieve? And there is a minute minority of people that really are, well, not nice, to put it politely. And those people, that's about less than 1%. You may have to say, look, you really don't gel, we've done our best, and goodbye. So let's recapitulate. No, it is impossible to actually transform everybody into a new team culture. The respect that comes with transformational leadership is to respect people's choices, which we do. We give them chance after chance after chance, normally 4 to 6 months of agreements, action plans, timelines, coaching, follow-up. And after that, a specific culture has been engendered, which will be accepted by 60 to 65% of your team. And you will be left over with a small minority of people who do not want to change. And then it is time to actually, again, help them to find the next space or the next phase of their lives. That means you've solidified your active culture and you've allowed the people who actually will not make it on your team to have a second chance at success somewhere else. Thank you for listening.